jobs now going, and this is the second one. This is the one with Kevin, Alfonso, and we brought Santiago over here to help him. What's up, Kevin? We're live.
What up, Facebook family?
YouTube, man. YouTube family. Anyways, guys, we're out here at the second one. Now, this one is a 410A variant of that S series. What's going on, Mr. Alfonso?
What's going
How's
on?
it going out here?
Good.
Good.
Got everything already prepped. And then go up it there.
Let's go. All right, and then none other than Mr. Santiago. I saw you this morning at the first job site.
What's up
You
again,
know,
Prime family?
how's it going again, man?
Good, just got switched over to this second job.
Yeah. How's it going at that other one?
The other one, what was good, man?
Nice.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Heck
Everything's
yeah,
going
man.
Good.
Dude, well, we got 4 jobs going in today.
Four
Alex
jobs.
and Little Goat are doing a Samsung Hilux over there in the colony. And we have another complete. So once Rashad and Chase finishes, they're probably going to start taking that one on. And then you guys will head over there with them, okay? Prime family, thank you guys for tuning in. Mr. Kevin, let's go ahead and take a look at your outdoor unit real quick. Look at this.
Oh,
I don't know what bit me. And right there too, man. Mosquitoes, man. Mosquitoes. All right, Mr. Kevin, how's it going, dude?
pretty good,
Huh?
pretty good.
You're famous on these lives, man.
Hope so.
Huh? Kevin, if you guys don't know, Kevin's one of our lead installers out here. These S series come out so good again because our team here works so hard. They're dedicated to ensuring that they follow all the best practices. And hey, Mr. Hunter, how's it going? How's it going? We're back at it again, man. Thanks for tuning in. So right now, Kevin, if you want to tell the Prime family here kind of what's going on, what you're doing, and give them an update.
All right, Prime family. So, first and foremost, we have this new Amana S series.
Now this
But
is the
it's not your regular R32 version. It's your 410. So it's a bit older model, but still new. I want to say it's like the baby brother of the R32. You still get the. Best
I would
of
say,
both
dude,
worlds.
I'm gonna correct you on that one. I would say that would be like the grandfather, you know,
yeah,
the
you're
one who
right,
set the precedence for this type of unit.
Right. So yeah, we have this unit here. As you can see, a lot more slimmer than your basic unit. So right now we have everything pretty much ready to braze in and do the electrical. I went ahead and did the electrical first just because it's in a tighter space, but it's all good because we're gonna get it done.
Yes, sir.
Copper's right
I see
here.
that you got a concrete pad on top of a concrete pad. Now, what's what's the mindset on that one, man?
Hey, it looks, in my opinion, I think it looks a lot prettier like this.
Are you able
Just
to
more
level it a little
aesthetics.
bit better too?
Yeah, because this concrete slab, the actual concrete slab itself is slanted just slightly. So what I did, I just put rubber grommets on this new concrete pad, and then put the new one in. We're good to
Should
go.
be good to go. Yep.
Sir.
Man, so guys, whether we're doing the 410A or whether we're doing the R32, the steps of installing these units are identical. You know, best practice installations guarantees that we have the best chance for these units to survive the long haul, right? We want these units to go 15, 20, 30 plus years. And a big part of that always boils down to the installation, the part that matters the most, right? Now, when we install these units here, number one, we flush the lines, right? We use RX11, and that is to remove any kind of impurities or anything that's in that copper right there, removing all that from the existing system. Now, the existing system also used 410A, which is a little bit better. You know, usually when we're dealing with R22, you definitely want to make sure you remove all of that refrigerant from there. And especially, another example is if we were doing an R32, and this was still 410A, you definitely want to remove all that 410A from that system. So RX11 Flush is a very great product backed by all the manufacturers that cleans all of the residue and oil and refrigerant that was in the copper line. Unless we're running new copper, you always RX11 flush it, okay? Once you do that, you're gonna purge it with nitrogen. That's why we have tons of nitrogen. Our gas distributor loves us because we go through nitrogen like water. Honestly, we use nitrogen for everything here. So once he puts the copper in place, he's gonna hook up his nitrogen. He's gonna flow nitrogen. Now we usually flow anywhere between 1 to 3 psi going through the copper itself. So when he's brazing, it doesn't create any of that carbon buildup inside of the copper. And you're asking yourself, all right, well, what's the reason? Why do we have to do that, and why is that so important? Well, Not only are these units super advanced, they do not use a regular TXV, right? Thermal expansion valve. If you want to know what that TXV stands for, they use a EXV or EEV. Okay, that's an electronic expansion valve, and that electronic expansion valve is very sensitive. So if you braze the copper and it gets all that carbon buildup inside of it, it could get stuck, potentially causing the EEV to throw irregular pressures, and could put more strain on the compressor, which then would put strain on the whole unit, and it could have a premature failure. So very critical, that the lines inside the walls from the unit inside all the way down are thoroughly clean, thoroughly prepared, and especially when we seal up the entire system. That's going to help again with the longevity of this unit here. Just like that first unit that we went to go look at today, you got to have the right breaker size here. Remember, the breaker size is important. That's one of the other things that's critical. And this particular unit here uses a maximum of 35 amps. Okay, that should tell y'all, if you're watching this, how little of a power these units use. Now this is a 4-ton unit, okay, and just for comparison, let's go ahead and take a look at the let's see what this one is at. Let's go take a look at the other unit. I don't have that one, the one that we pulled out of there. Let's see what the maximum amperage. Now it's a 3-ton, so it's 3 tons typically don't use higher amp draws here, but it is an older unit. It is a ream. Let's see if I can find the tag. That's going to be the kicker. Oh, yep, here we go, found it. All right, here's the tag. All right, this is a 4-ton unit right here, and as if you can see where it says the max fuse breaker size, this one uses a 45. All right, so from 45 down to 35 amps, that's huge, right? That means that this unit at its maximum capacity, 35 amps is where it's going to go to, and that's important. That tells you as a consumer that every time this unit turns on and it starts up, it's not going to draw as much power, which in turn will make sure that you don't spend a lot on your electric usage, and it will make your electricity bill more affordable. So I feel like I do a lot of explaining here, Kevin.
Have to.
Huh?
We have to.
Man, something definitely bit me, man. I don't know what bit me, but let's go up to the attic, guys, and let's take a look at how Alfonso is doing up there. Actually, let's check in with Santiago. All right, Santiago, how's that quick lunch, man? I see you back over here and trying to enjoy your quick lunch.
Trying to eat it quick, man.
Guys, here, look, if you're in the industry, this is how we have lunch, man. We go. We try to get our lunch in and keep working here, because time does not slow down for us. On the contrary, by the time we realize it, 10 o'clock turns into 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock turns into 4 o'clock, and so on. So our guys typically will take lunch on the job site, try to get us, that energy back up, get a little break, and then get right to it. So let's see. Here's the let's take a look at the old condenser before we go up to the attic. There's the coil. This is the 410A variant. Now, one thing about the 410A coils compared to the R32 is the cabinet size. Now, the cabinet size is important, and I love the new R32 coils. I love them because they are the C cabinet. And for the installers, they love the C cabinet. C cabinet is a 20 by 20 cabinet space, where a D cabinet is a 20 by 24 cabinet space. So the bigger the coil means that it's harder to get it through a lot of openings, and it becomes a little bit more difficult. But we've done so many, thousands of these D cabinet coils over the years, that the guys have already they know the ins and out of how to get these units installed properly. But now with the new R32, the C cabinet matches up perfectly to the C cabinet furnace, and being a 20 by 20, it makes it a lot easier for them to get those units into the attic space. Check it out. This is the old uh, condenser that was removed from there. This is your typical single stage equipment that we've seen, gosh, for the last 40 plus years here or more. We have, contactors, you got capacitors. This one actually has a core sense diagnostics, which is good. This little core diagnostics here would read the amp draws on the compressors. It would read if the unit itself was shutting off, and give a very basic code alert to the technician, which would give them the idea of where to look at or where to begin to look at. So looks like this condenser here has had, yep, has had a new capacitor. I'm looking down. The compressor looks original. Fan motor looks original. Let's take a look and see what size or what age this unit was installed, or what year. Let's see. All right, so 10 years ago, this was manufactured in 2015. So 10 years worth of this life it's okay. It's premature. Now this homeowner bought this house, and again, they already had issues with the system since they moved in, so it was natural for them to want to get something that was at least going to give them warranties and a little bit peace of mind. And hey, what's up, Ryan? Let's see, Ryan's asking, how many manufacturers are planning to support 410A equipment? They have 10-year warranties. Will they ship dry coils if they are leaks? Great question. We're all in the same boat here, but if we had to guess, especially a company like Daikin, which is worldwide massive company, they're going to support 410A for a very long time. Now that they're not just making the equipment, but they still will make the parts, and they're still going to have refrigerants, and coils are still going to be available. Coils do come dry. I mean, they don't come with refrigerant, so that's important to note too. So these coils will come with nitrogen filled, like they currently do right now. And if there's ever any issues with the 410A system, the great thing about the Daikin Amana brand is that in the warranty sheets it states right there that if anything were to happen to the system where they need to replace the components, number one, they're going to give that homeowner the equivalent efficiency or equivalent part to replace. And if they don't, they will upgrade that customer to the very best or next thing that comes along. Now, with that said, if you're a contractor and you are selling the 410A equipment, number one, you got to make sure that you're fully stocked with 410A refrigerant and continuously looking for support on that. Number two, you got to, if you're selling these units and you're selling at least the high efficient units, you got to make sure that the consumer that you're selling it to has that labor warranty. Now, most labor warranties are done through third-party companies, right? They used to be done through manufacturers, but manufacturers went away from that, and now it's through third-party companies, which is better in my opinion, because those are transferable, and those warranties, they'll cover the parts, they'll cover refrigerant, and that's important, because if the manufacturer down the road says, hey, we got to replace it with this particular coil or this particular whatever it is, that labor warranty should cover, again, the refrigerant and the part and the labor to install that. So not a big deal, and it's definitely not a big concern, especially if you're going to go with high name brand equipments like Amana, Daikin. I would even go as far as the bigger ones, like Train and Carrier, all those manufacturers of name brand equipment. Typically you're going to get some good support. Now that also goes region to region. Regions around and across the United States all have different parameters of how they sell equipment, how they service equipment. So having a really good relationship with your distributor, with your manufacturer of your liking, is also very important and critical. So hope that answers your question. 410A is really not going away. I mean, we're going to have support for these things, honestly, probably for the next 10 or 15 years. This is almost the same as R22 when we did the switch over to 410. Slightly different because we have different regulations and we have two different types of A2L refrigerants, but the idea stays the same. Make sure that you have plenty of refrigerant inventory Make sure that you have great relationships with your distributors and your manufacturers. Make sure that you register your equipment. Okay, that's probably the most important thing. Register your equipment for that parts warranty. And also, if you are going to buy or sell a high efficient unit, make sure that you have that labor warranty with you. All right, let's see. Ryan, you said with the tax credits going away soon, do you think people will do back to wanting single or two-stage equipment due to the cost of inverters, or do you think everything will remain the same? Great question, Ryan. By the way, 2 for 2, man. You're 2 for 2. Great questions. I'm gonna give you probably the shortest answer I got here, man. Single stage and two-stage equipment are a dying breed. Those two types of technologies, man, even though they are still available right now, really that is a dying breed. Those two are going to be replaced with inverter style equipment as the years continue to pass, because manufacturers are under very strict regulations to ensure that these systems meet minimum SEER2 regulations, minimum efficiencies, and it's just going to keep getting more and more. It's just going to keep getting harder for them to achieve those mandatory government regulations with single stage equipment. Okay, so inverters are going to be the norm for the future. I mean, until some new technology comes out, this is honestly what's going to be going on. If you understand how it works, and you know how to fix them, if you know how to install them, if you know how to be confident in offering the products, then it's not going to be a big changeover to you. Now, if you don't do a lot of inverters, I would say, take as many classes as possible. Research the products, especially the one that you want to work on, because the more you understand how that particular system works and that technology works, the better that you will feel about servicing them and working on them. These units, by the way, in my opinion, is probably the easiest ones to work on. Yes, they're very intimidating, right? You open up this panel, you see all of the new electronics and computer boards and the inverters and all that stuff. But in reality, these things are built from the factory to self-diagnose itself, to work and, take the guesswork away. Now, to an extent, you still have to be very knowledgeable in the units, right? These units have thermistors, they have small components, they have EEVs, variable speed controls. They have DC power, and that's important to understand that as well. So a lot of things are more advanced, but once you learn them and once you understand them and once you continue to practice them every single day, you'll become an expert in that one. So that's why I said it's going to be a long answer. I would say, single stage and two stage equipment, while we still have them, it is a dying breed, and those will continue to be phased out and replaced by inverter style systems. Even if you're familiar with the brand Rheem or Rudd, you understand that from their 15 SEER, so that's their RA15 all the way up to their RA18, that's going to be their entry, middle, and high-end efficient. Rheem does nothing but inverters. Even their entry level is a 3-stage inverter, then it's a full inverter, and so that technology is there forever now. American Standard and Train, they're going to get rid of their 2-stage equipment, and they're going to go with like an entry 17 SEER single stage, an inverter style unit, and anything beyond that is all inverter driven. So again, every manufacturer now is choosing to go with the inverter to meet regulatory mandates, to meet efficiency mandates, and consumers too. Consumers don't want to hear the loud old single stage or 2-stage compressors. If you're in the industry, you know what I'm talking about. If you're a homeowner and you go outside of your unit and it goes clank, clank, clank every time it turns on or it turns off, that is usually indicative of a single or 2-stage compressor. So noise levels is very important. Let's see, Ryan, you got another question here. Let's see. What's the most popular model of the Amana S-Series in your area? I know there are cold climate versions, 2 other variants. I'm in North Carolina and plan on going dual fuel with an inverter like Amana. Man, dude, you went 3 for 3, Ryan. 3 for 3 on your questions, man. If you are in the northern part of the United States, where, let's say, you have more cold weather than hot weather. Over here in Texas, we have more hot weather, more mild weather than cold weather. The manufacturer makes a cold climate rated heat pump. Up north, you're going to probably use more heat pump, and especially if you're going to go with dual fuel, you're going to want to have that backup heat, right? You're either going to have an electric heat or you're going to have a gas natural heat. So if you're up north, you're going to go with that cold climate rated. If you're in our area, we do offer the cold climate rated heat pumps as well. But to be honest with you, honestly, the return on investment for consumers in that area really are not that much, right? These systems are from spec. They can go down to about 5 degrees Fahrenheit and operate at full capacity. Now, you know, that's very skewed because sometimes the weather changes, wind shear comes in, you know, sleet, snow, a lot of different things go into play. But these Amana units, Daikin fit units, at least up to 5 degrees at full capacity. The new R32s on the thermostat, when you set them up, you can see that they will run at full capacity heat pump without shutting off up to negative 5 degrees Fahrenheit, which is, at least in our area, man, I can't remember the last time we went into the negatives. I mean, here we go into the teens, and sometimes we go into like single digits, but not for long, not for long. And most of our equipment down here are natural gas, so dual fuel. And we do have a couple of dual fuel systems that we've installed. If you haven't seen our videos, go to our YouTube page. You'll see that we've done some dual fuel applications with the Amana S, and that works really good. It works really good because in the fall, whenever, let's say, we're in the 50s or 60-degree weather outside, you don't want to run your natural gas. You don't want to utilize that natural gas, so you want your heat pump, and the heat pump provides enough heat, mild heat here, to satisfy temperature demands inside of that house. So that's important. So our model here that we use is going to be our most popular one, the cold climate rated. We do have some, but those are on the heat pump side. And Amana also just has their brand new 19 SEER. Now that's a dual fan S series system. Now we haven't installed any of those yet, for two reasons. Number one, remember the mandate that is around right now that tells the consumer and the contractor from the government these systems have to meet a certain criteria. With that dual fan, they are still working through all of the matchups to ensure that they get the maximum efficiency out of it. That's through the AHRI platform. And those, we believe, are going to be in the market hopefully by the end of the year or beginning of 2026. Those are going to be classified as the 19 or higher CR2 systems. But honestly speaking, from 17 to 19, there is just not a huge difference, honestly. These systems are super efficient no matter which way we look at it. And going from 17 all the way to 19 sometimes financially is not the best choice for our consumers. Now, our customers make their own decisions, right? We give them the information, we give them the options, and we let them choose what they think it's important for them at their home and their family. So this 410A variant we've installed, if you go back to a couple of years, we've been installing these things on a consistent basis daily. So we have been prepped and ready to go for the new R32s. And when those came out, there was no missing a beat. Our guys jumped right into it. So, all right, Ryan says, thank you for answering my questions. I really like your channel. Keep up the videos coming. You guys have some of the most professional installations on YouTube, period. Man, Ryan, that means a lot, man. Thank you so much. Honestly, it's because of our guys like Kevin, Alfonso, Rashad, Chase, Little Goat, Alex, Christian, Juan, you name it, the list. All of our installers here, they take so much pride in their work. I mean, we've done so many of these units, and you know, they were one of the first ones to really, you know, buy into these inverters and ensuring that they do the very best for our customers. And without them, you know, honestly, we wouldn't have advanced so much in being experts in these units. And man, I tell you, I know that we have some of the best installers across the land, man. I would go to bat for my guys any single day, and you guys probably see it on these videos. If they're out here, I'm gonna come out here with them, and I'm gonna be in the battle with them, because that's what they're doing. They're working super hard. You know, right now, like, I've been talking here for like probably 20 minutes with you guys, and look, Kevin has continuously been working right behind, not stopping, not missing a beat. And it says a lot about him, man. If you guys know Kevin, when he started here with us, his first job that we took him on was a R32 S series heat pump down there in Georgetown. You remember that?
How could I forget?
How can he forget? He cut his hand. You know, the second day we had, we went there. We got three systems. I'm sorry, we did three systems, and then the customers' kids lived not too far from that house, and they said, "Hey, we want to get ours replaced as well." We're like, "Well, we're already here. Let's go ahead and do it." And I think we were wrapping up. We're halfway through it. They had everything installed, and man, what'd you do, Kevin? He doesn't even want to talk about it. That's how bad it was. But he slipped and he grabbed. Remember those straps that I showed you guys upstairs in the attic? Oh, we haven't. This is the live. I'm making a video for this whole day as well, so you'll see it. We use the hung rights. We don't use straps because those things are like sharp knives, and that's what he grabbed on. He grabbed onto that, and no,
It was a metal plenum, actually.
metal plenum. That's right. It was a metal plenum that was still. It was just laying there, and he grabbed it and slid his hand. And man, that was his first experience, not only with the S series, but working for us here. And you know, what has it been? 3 months?
It's about to be 4.
4 months now. And you know, Kevin has leveled up so much, man. Like the grit in this kid, you know, the passion to come back to work and not give up on himself, not give up on, you know, the trades, man, has been so inspirational. And I'm just so happy, man. And honestly, Kevin, I'm blessed to have you on this team, man.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, man.
Yes, sir.
And then, you know, 2 months later, he burnt his hand. Oh, man, it's been... I can't wait to the end of the year, man. We're going to have some great stories to tell, man. All right, Ryan, let's see. The inverters have to be better part support from suppliers. Distributor, I've had bad stories of people waiting for inverter boards for a week. Man, that is true, Ryan. That's why you got to have great relationships. If you're in the industry, if you're in a company, man, you got to have those parts. You got to just buy them. You got to have those parts available so that you're not relying on those distributors. And that could be something that helps you with that. But let's go ahead. Let's go up to the attic, guys. I got to take a look at what they got going on up there. And then we're going to head back over to the colony. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching this. I'm going to put you in my pocket. Let's climb up there real quick. Oh, hey, actually, they're doing the furnace.
Yeah. Put it up.
Okay, let's climb up here. Let's watch them get this furnace installed, guys. I'm gonna flip the camera around. You got it. Let me show those muscles off, Santiago.
See, I got long sleeve. You can't see them.
No, sir, huh?
You can't see them right now. I got
Okay.
It's so like right now. I can't see.
Okay.
Oh, is it cool? Yeah.
All right, guys, it is hot up here. These guys are working nonstop. We got the furnace already. They're going to be installing it on that hung right kit. Hope you guys have been enjoying this live. Thank you guys for everyone who's tuned in and watched all the great questions. Means a lot. I'm going to stop this live and we're going to head over to the colony. That's where Alex and Little Goat are doing that Samsung Hilux. Let's go check in with them, guys. Thank y'all so much.